What's up, Paragon Community? How we doing? It's your boy, Chris Atlas here. Also joined by Mr. Edgar Diaz in Us We Trust. Ed,
What's up, guys?
say
How's it
hello.
going? How's it going?
Up.
You guys don't see my pretty face on screen right now, and said you guys got the handsome Mr. Chris Atalis, but I am here, and I will be hanging out with you guys on today's stream as well.
Nice. Handsome. That's Ed. Ed
Hello,
specifically didn't
friend.
want his face on screen because he knew it's too glorious for y'all to see. So that's the case. That's what's happening. Most of
Not
the time.
necessarily. I appreciate it, man. What's up, guys? How's it going? How's it going? Salty, Audi J. What's up,
Yugi.
guys? How's it
Salty.
going?
It's awesome. It's okay, Audi. You don't have to say hey. That's fine. I see you. I see you. Wolfier, optimization and crash. What does that mean?
Narender, what's up, man? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, friends. Thank you for coming and hanging out with
Yo,
us.
I just realized I did not see the new front end animation for Gadget.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah.
is so sick.
Pretty cool, right?
Stop. Can
You're
I
a
pay you guys a
gadget.
visit?
You're a gadget player, dude.
That's my master gadget. That's right. Salty already mentioned it. Master gadget, first master skin ever. Finally.
That's
Oh,
right.
you're in Fayetteville. Dang, dude. Check the very first comment. All right, Audi, I'm checking. I don't see it. I don't see it, Audi. 30 seconds. I can't wait any longer. That's all I see.
Fishy, you're asking about plans to tune up Zincs. We actually have some balance changes coming in 44.3. That is just over the horizon, my friend. Next week we just released 44.1 this week with some bug fixes, added some skins and whatnot. Next week we have 44.2, and then the week after that we will have 44.3, which will include some pretty big changes, including some balance, a lot of balance actually. So.
Oh, yeah. Narender, Ed doesn't want to steal your spotlight with his pretty face. It's true, man. Makes me look like a potato. Speaking of potato, Mr. Potato, boom. Why can we not buy Win Boost anymore? That is a great question. I do not know. Is that for real?
Let me actually. I have the store open right now.
Yeah, no, it's just
That
a...
seems
Huh.
that seems I know that you should be able to buy the XP and reputation boost. Is that what he's referring to?
Interesting. Yeah, no, he's talking about... So you used to have... It was wins. It was based off wins and days.
Gotcha.
Right now, there's only days.
Huh.
Interesting. Feel free, Potato, to shoot us, if you could, an email to the Paragon@community.com alias. I'd love to dive in, see what's going on.
Yeah, I believe they just got moved though. I'm pretty sure I recall us just moving them, right? You just not available in the stores anymore, but instead moving them, swapping them over to chest. I believe that's what we did.
Possibly. I'm not sure. I actually
Pretty
didn't
sure,
realize
but
they weren't in.
but
I haven't bought a win boost because I have. Look at this. I have 8 XP boosts. I have a lot, and they're
huh.
wins. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's from chest. That's a good thing. What's up, Sturm? Sorry, Audi, I missed it. My apologies. Juggernaut, what's up, dude? How you doing? Any word on voice comms? Blackbeard, I've mentioned this before, my friend. It's probably going to be a hot minute for voice comms. Probably not until next year, to be honest. I know it's something that we would like to incorporate into the game. It's
There's
not
definitely some technical hurdles with it, though.
right.
Unfortunately, we're still trying to overcome. But yeah, as Chris said, next year would probably be giving you guys a more realistic timeline for when that would happen. But it's something, like Chris stated, that we are interested in and are taking a look at doing.
Yeah. Yeah, the conversation's definitely popped up more as far as something we would like to incorporate. I know in the past it's just been like, oh, conversations, but it's been popping up more. We know communication's in a huge thing, especially in a PvP competitive game, especially in MOBA. So, yeah, we'll give details once we actually have details. But thanks, Gunner. It's okay, Gunner. I cried for 20 minutes when I realized that Audi left me out, that he didn't say hey, but, you know, I'm just kidding.
Ricky, what's up, man? How's it going? How's it going, say?
When is the optimization coming? Game is crashing for some reason with memory usage. Wolfier, are you playing on PS4 or PC? I know we've already had some optimization. I know we definitely need some more. It's actually something that I brought up in our morning meetings that we have, or we call them stand-ups that we've had. I brought it up the other day just to talk about since 42 performance went down, and then it's been getting better. There's still some more improvements that could be made. So definitely something I know I've personally been poking at and hoping to see some improvement with in time. So. What's up, AJ? It's my boy. Howdy. Can you please spoil some juicy details on the new minion models? Fruit bat. Fruit bat. Soon, my dude. Soon. Howard, are you guys going to make it easier for PS4 chat? PS4 chat's kind of a tough one, man. That's I know why. You know, we've been having more conversations about VoIP. Um, Definitely can be tough. I mean, with PS4, unless you have a USB keyboard or one of those chat pads, it's really difficult to in-game. Besides team comms, which is why we have that system. I know with the HUD, there's been feedback from you all as far as the location of team comms on the HUD. We've been looking at the feedback. I know Matt Shimberry, who's our the lead on the UI team, has been in a lot of threads with you all and has been talking about that. So you'll probably see some changes to some of the HUD stuff since this was just version 1 in 44 in time. So keep an eye on that. I know we're definitely going to be incorporating more customization options as well. So. Fabulous Potato. Not sure if the customization is going to include HUD size options. I thought Matt may have said something about that. I don't want to set wrong expectations though. So
yeah, no. We definitely there's HUD scale, some HUD scale
okay.
stuff that's coming in. So so you can legitimately customize the overall size of the HUD, and for more of the minimalist guys who want to just shrink it down and can kind of just at a glance, they don't need like the big ol' indicators, big numbers, or anything like that. For the guys who do like that stuff though, then you will have the option to obviously keep it where it's at currently. But that is something that is that's slated currently for 44.3. So as long as pending any technical issues or anything like hurdles, everything right now, to my knowledge, is working pretty smooth. So hopefully that's on track, man. I'd love to be able to. I know a lot of people would love the ability to customize the size of their HUD. Something that HUD scale is something that people have been talking about for a while. So. Crazy Fool. Shane will actually be joining us very soon. He starts next week over here. He is going to need to take some time when he initially gets here. He's got some orientation stuff to go through, and as well as some training stuff. But I don't know. We'll see about possibly getting him on here. You guys can definitely expect to see him on here at some point soon.
Soon,
for
TM.
sure. Can we get a Thanksgiving Narvash with turkey legs for drumsticks? I love that. I love it. I'm all about it.
It's amazing. That's awesome.
Just toss a turkey leg at somebody and stun them real quick. Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you for the comment, Guang. If I said your name right, I apologize. Appreciate you.
Crazy Fool, what's up, man? Just wanted to say hey to you in the chat as well. Been seeing you streaming a lot. For those of you guys in the chat, Crazy Fool is I believe he plays on Team Arctic Wolves. Very skilled player. Streams pretty regularly, so you guys should check him out if you guys find yourself needing some competitive tips or just want to watch some high-level Paragon play. He's a good guy to watch. Squanto, my name is.
She said Edward. Dang, feels bad.
That's a pretty common thing. Because everybody refers to me as Ed. Nobody actually knows what my actual name is. They don't know if it's Edward or Edgar or any of the other Eds.
Wrong. I've called him Edward on stream just to troll him, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. You have on multiple occasions.
Yes, I have.
Eduardo is also the other pretty common one that I get called.
She spelled Edgar wrong too.
No, Narendra spelled it right, and then she says Edgard. Oh my goodness, I'm just getting roasted now. See, this is exactly why you go by Ed. This is exactly why I go by Ed to begin with, and it starts up this.
Well, see, my name is Chris, and people call me Frick Boy, so that's what I get. You know what I mean?
It's all good, man.
Will Shinbi get any higher tier skins in the future? So we've kind of mentioned this. I mean, all of our heroes are going to get more skins at some point. It's just art takes a while, especially with a MOBA, as with the visual fidelity that we have in the third-person space. It takes a while to develop these skins, right? Especially the higher tier ones when it comes to animations and effects. And then you got to take the abilities into account and pair them with the animations and effects of just like emotes and jump pad animations and idle stances. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So It takes a long time to make some of these skins, and so we definitely would like to have them in time, but we'll get there.
Right. I think
Frick
it's probably
poison
worth
so bad.
following up on some of the. I know some of the ones that I've been seeing the community talk about for a while, at least in regards to skins and asking for them. Shinbi is definitely up there as one of the heroes, as well as Sereth. I've been seeing a lot of talk about Sereth getting a new skin. Maybe we can follow up with the art team, maybe Chris. Just hit them up and be like, hey, what do we got in the works? What do we got in the works? Just talk to them a little bit.
That's right.
But
Do you guys? So let me ask you guys a question. Who here likes phase? Anybody?
who's a who's a phase player?
Anybody who's a phase player?
Raise your hands, please,
Raise
chat.
your hands, chat. Raise your hands, please. One at a time, folks. We're not gonna have any of that. Stay in line. Like phase, love phase. It's okay.
Alright,
Me. Phase is babe. Phase is bae. Master
there
Faye.
you go.
Me.
Okay, there's some phase love in there. There's
All
some
right.
phase love in there.
So I'm just gonna let you know. Tuesday, you may have something you may like.
Boom, boom.
Rock and
There
roll
you go.
McDonald's. Let's go.
Rock and roll McDonald's. What does that mean, Chris?
So if you like phase, Tuesday. Now, one thing I was gonna say too about Tuesday. So Tuesday is our point 2 patch. We don't ship a client for those, and this one's extremely small, so we won't even have patch notes. So just giving you all a heads up, there will not be any patch notes or store update notes of any kind this week, just because it is small. A lot of the stuff is preparing for 44.3, so you can look to that for being the big thing to look
Definitely.
forward to. So just a heads up, 44.2 will not have any type of patch notes or store update notes, but you can expect one thing from Mrs. Phase. So
Antonio. So I feel like we have a good amount of people in here hanging out now, sitting at about 300. So Chris, I think this is a good opportunity for us to kind of talk about some of the while we're waiting in queue, anyways. Talk about some of the things that we've been hearing the community talk about quite a lot for 44.3.
yep, sounds
Uh,
great.
uh, so we'll start off with like one of the hot topics. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little thematic thing here. You love Sevarog. Sevarog is one of your boys in
He's my boy.
Paragon, especially aesthetically. I know you love him. And
While you're
so
talking, keep talking.
one of the things that peeps have been asking about or concerned about is the addition of the new minion execution mechanic that was introduced in 44 and Sevarog's interaction with it. A lot of people are struggling to get stacks, and that's not to say that it's any fault of theirs. It's just straight up not possible until I believe level 5. So that's something that is absolutely on our radar. Chris, you want to talk about some of that stuff and what other balance stuff we can kind of expect to see here in 44.3?
Yeah. So you obviously spoke to Sevarog. One of the things that is going to be also getting adjusted, we know that Grux and Deathcrawler, there's been a lot of feedback about that combination specifically with Double Pain. In 44.3, he will be getting adjusted, and so you'll see a lot of the feedback. The response to that from the dev team will be coming in 44.3, specifically with Grux with his Double Pain being adjusted. So, unless you want to provide any more specifics on that, Mr. Edward Diaz, as Squanto
Yeah,
said.
no, I think as far as all that stuff goes, we can see specifics. I know we're doing a number of things to the ability itself, but it will absolutely be brought in line for 44.3. Just not a question. We'll save the specifics for you guys to kind of check out as we get a
Right.
little bit closer, or maybe we'll talk about it on one of the upcoming community corners or something like that. But for the time being, yeah, as Chris said, it will absolutely be hit, and it's something that was shipped. There is absolutely no bug associated with it. Unfortunately, it was just a balance issue, something that we weren't really ready for on our end, and that's just going to happen, right? Sometimes that's the process of iteration, especially when you kind of do these some of these bigger, like especially with hero reworks, right? You're totally changing their abilities and the way that they interact with things in the world. And although this stuff is tested, there's things like this that are gonna fall through the cracks. But we just wanted to make everybody aware that we are gonna definitely hit it for 44.3.
Yep.
Absolutely. So.
Oh,
Gideon
yeah.
is another one. I know we've been seeing a lot of talk about Gideon. No confirm for anything in the realm of like nerfing or buffing or anything like that. But he's one that we've been kind of keeping an eye on. To be honest with you, we've been kind of looking at all of the recently reworked heroes and kind of just keeping tabs on their stats on live and whatnot. Just seeing how they're interacting with folks.
What's up, K2K? To answer one of the questions too, and on top of the stuff that Ed said, there will definitely be a lot more that's coming in 44.3. So keep an eye out for Community Corner and patch notes that will be launching as well come 44.3 time frame. There will be some change to some stuff too about deployment because that week is Thanksgiving week. So we'll give you guys some details on what that's going to look like when patch notes are coming out, when the 44.3 patch is actually going to go live in time as well. So stay tuned for some details on that coming up here in the next week or so. But speaking of Community Corner, Ed, did you want to say
Oh yeah,
anything
yeah.
specific
No,
about
no.
that?
Yeah, no, that's thank you for reminding me actually. So just for some of you guys who are hanging out in the chat currently, I know it's kind of become norm Wednesdays play with community stream. Obviously we communicate with for whatever reason we can't go ahead with it, but uh to stick to our current cadence, you guys are kind of used to seeing play with community stream go live every Wednesday. You guys have a community corner every Friday. Obviously for all of you redditors out there, the summoning rituals that are performed every Friday for those. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up that this Friday we are actually not going to have a community corner. There's just kind of we're really busy just getting stuff ready for 44.3. Just kind of makes sense for us to push the community corner back 1 week, so there will not be one this Friday, but fully expect one the following week in which we'll be talking about some of the stuff or prefacing some of the stuff coming in 44.3 itself. So just wanted to let folks know about that. Chris, thank you for reminding me because
You
I
got it.
totally forgot.
You my boy.
Um, Snowski, yeah, sorry if I wasn't clear enough on that one in regards to the Severog. Let me accept
Whoop.
this cue real quick. In regards to the Severog stuff, it's absolutely an issue that we are aware of, and we will be rebalancing the ability itself. We've already got a number of solutions on our end in regards to how that will now function. Expect that for 44.3 as well. So for
For
all
who
of you
is that?
guys,
Sorry, who are you
for
saying?
Severog,
Oh
for
yeah.
Severog. Yeah, I didn't speak to a specific time, and someone in chat was asking about it, so I wanted to
Oh,
clarify
I
that
thought you
for
did.
you.
Sorry, when because you threw that to me, I thought you did. I misunderstood what you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, no, I
I
just
threw you
forgot.
under the bus. Sorry,
I,
babes.
no. I told them that it was gonna get looked at. I didn't really confirm time frame for that, but 44.3 is for that. Sunny, Ed, any comment on Decker? Where do you guys see her? Any rework? So she's one, and we got to be kind of careful about like when we. I don't want to promise any timelines. I don't want
Right.
to, hopefully you got to kind of be careful, especially when you start talking about stuff like this, because you kind of mention or give your own personal take on some things, and then people blow it up on Reddit, and it's like epic confirmed, yada yada yada. So you just got to be kind of careful with this. But something I am fairly confident in stating is Decker, in particular, is not a hero that we are necessarily happy with as far as her kit goes. She's someone who kind of just uh, she's interesting, right? Because when you think about other supports, such as FaZe, they kind of have this identity, and they do their things, and they do their thing really well, right? Like the FaZe is really really good at keeping people safe, kind of staying far back and making those big plays in that way, right? Whereas you look at some other supports who are a little bit more on the aggressive side, or you look at things like kill lanes and things like that. Decker is kind of an odd one because she doesn't really have like a crazy good, like her thing was like, she's an initiator because she has a big old AoE fence that she locks people in, but then she's also like she's got some long range disengage, but then she's got a jump for some reason, and she's kind of interesting. And I know I've spoken a little bit with on the design side with them about her in particular, and she's one of the heroes who will again, you got to be kind of careful about talking about stuff like this too early, but she's definitely on our radar as far as heroes that we're kind of looking at.
Right.
If you look at one of our past community corners, I believe it was two community corners ago or so, we had Cam on there, and he was kind of talking about some of the purposes of the reworks and what our goals were going forward with them. And Decker is definitely one of our heroes who needs some more love in terms of her identity. And so therefore, we'll kind of leave that at that. But hopefully that gives you a little bit more context into like kind of where we see her currently and whatnot. We kind of know that she's hurting in some areas. So
Right.
do with that what you will.
Yeah. So two things I just realized. One, I have no game audio, so as soon as we load in this game, I am going
Ah,
to close my
that's
client
rough.
extremely fast and
And
launch
then
it
reboot.
extremely fast because that
Gotcha.
sucks.
Yeah.
Secondly, Ajito, to answer your question, answer is yes. That is one of the things that we need to have in line before ranked mode or some kind of whatever it may be, that we're going to come out with in regards to ranked comes out. Monolithic matchmaking is definitely something To reiterate, though, we've said this before, but I want to make sure again, back to setting proper expectations for you all. When monolithic matchmaking does come out, it will not be great right in the beginning. It is going to give us the essentially. Oh, let me close my client real quick and relaunch as fast as possible. Give me 1 sec, folks. But it will give us the tools and the knobs to be able to adjust those things and in time get it proper. So it probably won't be great or be drastically different from what you know on the onset, but give it a little bit of time. It will be the tool that will allow us to get there, right? So just setting those expectations as I'm relaunching my client and
Right.
hopefully not getting too far behind here. But just wanted to say that. Why am I relaunching Strider? I had no audio, which is unfortunate. Don't know why that was the case, but I had to change the playback device and the volume mixer. So.
And I saw somebody make a comment about the about Decker again or something. Didn't sound too happy about the fact that it sounded like she was going to get changed. Just to be clear, she's not getting changed anytime soon. Like when I say that, I mean she's not getting changed in 44.3 or anything like that. That's why you just got to be careful about and set the proper expectations when it comes to this stuff. Hold on 1 second. Oh no, 1 auto attack.
Rejoining.
That sucks. I missed first blood. Missed a single auto attack. It's rough. But yeah, so that's why I was saying like you got to kind of be wary when you kind of talk about some of these things early, and I don't want to set the incorrect expectation that she's going to get changed, you know, in 44.3 or something like that. It's just more kind of speaking to again some of the things that we've already hit on in like Community Corner in the past in regards to bringing some of our older heroes in line with where the game is shifting towards meta-wise and gameplay-wise and things like that. So just wanted to clarify that. So fret not if you currently like the way that Decker plays or you're a big fan of her current play style. Like I said, that's not something that's going to change anytime soon. It's just something that we are looking at. Reaper skin for TV, lol, man. That sounds pretty damn awesome, man. That sounds pretty cool. Zinx needs some love. Yeah, K2K. She's Zinx again. I spoke to this a little bit earlier. Zinx is one of the ones who again, we have some stuff coming in 44.3. Just I'm gonna encourage people to, if you're waiting for some balanced stuff, just wait until that, because that's gonna be there's gonna be some changes there for sure for a number of heroes. So.
Yes, sir. Oh, frick. Sick. He got a really good pull on me, and I was silenced as well. Couldn't use my dash.
Oh, good, man.
Where's VVV Sundown been? He's here. He is competitive design team is busy working on lots of stuff, so he's been here. He was in last week's Play with Community stream, I believe, when Kale and I did it.
I actually saw a question somebody asking about Community Corner and where Mooney has been. So this is something we actually meant to talk a little bit about it on the last Community Corner, and it actually just kind of slipped. We kind of just slipped it up because we record those live. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we do basically one edit, and that's only for the very beginning, the introduction that kind of like goes from you know, normally Kale or Mooney kind of doing the introduction. Hey guys, welcome to Community Corner, where we take your questions and answer them, yada yada. Then there's a transition, and it goes straight into the video recording. The video is just recorded straight up live. There is no no redoing or anything like that. So we kind of just rough go into those. So so anyways, yeah, point I was getting at, I saw somebody asking about Mooney and where he's been and whatnot. He's actually been helping out a lot on the Fortnite stuff, Fortnite side as of late. So at least for the time being, you can expect him to probably not be on any Community Corners. Again, he's kind of been doing some stuff on the Fortnite side. So I know you guys all love Mooney. I love Mooney. Great. But yeah, just wanted to give everybody.
It's just sucking up right now by saying you love them. I'm just kidding. They're the ultimate lovers.
We have Grux over here, level 5 on Shape Lane side. We need our dose of Mooney. Yeah, I know, guys. I know. There's the Bible thumps coming in from Elder.
It's all good. No love for us. All right, we're not good enough. I see it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Mooney's kind of just one of those irreplaceable beings.
This Richter is all over me. Getting some really good pulls.
I have a fever, and the only prescription is Mooney.
Wow.
I love that. We got their offlaner missing at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just sticking back until I get offline, get more online.
Sunny, there is some news coming on new cards and stuff relatively soon, my friend. So hang in there, man.
Let's go, fam. Let's go.
Crazy Fool, I don't have anything that I can share in that realm, man. Trust me, if I could, I would. But just know that, I mean, I guess if it's of any condolence at all to you, man, we just actually had a decently big meeting today about the about things in the competitive space and whatnot, and so there's stuff happening. There's stuff happening. I know you don't have visibility into it all yet, but there's stuff happening behind the scenes, and we're working on flushing all that stuff out, my friend. So
right.
Hopefully there's something there. I got some news to update you on in that realm soon, but for the time being, nothing, my friend.
Chris, I'm on my exercise bike. I'm going up a steep hill. I need motivation. Don't die and keep pedaling. GG. I got that. That's all I got for you, dude. I also haven't eaten much today, so like my brain isn't functioning like it should be, so that's great. Yes, GG to myself. Ooh, is Kalari gonna chase down this Richter?
I'm gonna die. I got back it up.
Oh, come on.
It's interesting. One of their duo laners was
Come on, what?
safe line.
Did I seriously not get that? Okay, we got that. What? Yeah, my team frames. What? I just realized that my team frames aren't even showing up. What?
Over at the top of the hut.
Yeah, I just realized that.
They're just not there.
Yeah, they're.
You know what? You're probably having that.
It's a visual bug for sure. Like they're there, they're just too high up.
You can see them. Are they just like cut off?
I can see raptors like up in the top corners.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I've heard something about that bug as well.
Sweet. Sounds like something we need to let live ops know. Yeah, I heard somebody lousy. Thank you. I heard somebody asking him too about the lock-on thing. I can't remember. Ed, did I tell you it was this patch or was it 44.3 that they said they got to fix it for that?
Regarding what now?
The ability to lock on not functioning properly. I thought it was this patch.
I don't recall, man, to be honest with you.
Regardless, I was given word that there should be a fix coming in soon. It may have been this patch. I'm going to have to bump that thread. It may have been 44.3. I'll have to check back on the info that I was given. I can't remember if... obviously, if it's still happening, then it was 44.3. But I know it's been fixed relatively recently.
I think the bug that you got, by the way, Chris, I think I recall people saying it was actually caused by disconnecting and reconnecting. So it might have been.
Ah, sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that happened. Wonder if I can do anything with the HUD.
Enemy tower destroyed.
Nope, didn't fix it. Oh, it was worth a try.
Mummin Rider, yeah, Crunch is another one who hasn't gotten some skin love in a while, that's true.
He's got a couple skins. There's a couple heroes that have very few. Like Decker's got her energized skin, and I think Monarch Decker, which is an exclusive one. So, yeah, it's a PS4 resolution issue. Really enjoying the 2 lore weeks we've had. Are we going to have them as frequently? We're definitely going to be doing more. I don't know if we will have them as frequently. I know we definitely want to build those out more and make it more thematic. With the Shinbi and FaZe lore story, it was a little bit more of just the story. And I mean, we had the concept art out as well, but we would definitely like to do more along the lines of, you know, making it a bigger beat rather than just a story. Like, do the story and more than that. So, working on some cool things.
Yeah, we're working on some stuff in that realm for sure. But I have no problem saying this. We do definitely have another lore story coming out before the end of the year.
Ooh.
You can expect a third one. So can't speak to
story.
when, but before the end of the year. Couldn't say that.
Let's go.
For you lore lovers out there.
Lore lovers. Interesting.
Marty, yeah, man. Oh, what's up, Marty? I actually didn't see you in the chat. How's it going, man?
Marty?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Yeah, Marty Rivia's in
Let's
there.
go.
Asking, will we be getting an end-of-the-year blog similar to that of the mid-year update we received earlier this year? We are actually planning a something along those lines to be out relatively soon, kind of just letting you guys know where it is we're going and whatnot. So expect something in that realm soon. May not be up to the same. You know, basically just go into it with an open mind. We have some communication stuff coming out soon, letting you guys talking about some of that higher level stuff and where it is we are going into the new year. So you will get something like that.
Oh, this isn't good. Sick. Everyone collapsed.
Yeah, it's just me and Monkey in the lane over here.
Yeah, having no team frames sucks. To put it lightly. Have no idea who's alive and who's not. Steel needs a chef hat, apron, and a frying pan to stun with. Bam, blop, pan. Nice rhymes, first of all. Bam, pan. Well, it's not really a rhyme. It sounds good. It's got rhythmic flow. We'll put it that way. But I like where you're going. I like it, King. Oh, to answer the question before, somebody's asking, will every 3 weeks return? Probably not. Again, not to sound redundant, but the visual fidelity of the game is quite intensive, and the fact that we are able to keep up the cadence of every 3 weeks with the team size that we have is incredible and humbling to know that these guys work so freaking hard and do such awesome things. But it is highly unlikely that will come back, just for us to be able to focus on other things, and also to not, like I said, the team has had a lot of stuff going on. Why is my dash? I can't use my dash again.
Right, and I think something else that's really important to emphasize there for a lot of the folks who are asking questions about the every 3 week stuff and like where that went and how some people feel like there's just like a lack of content now that so obviously getting a new hero is super exciting, right? Super exciting. It's a very player facing piece of content when you add something like that, right? To the game, because it's something that everybody sees and everybody gets to touch and everybody gets to play with. But in all honesty, guys, keeping up with a cadence like that, and this is kind of just shedding some more light on what it was that Chris was hitting on. Our team being the size that it is, essentially alleviating the every 3 weeks plan that we had initially started with, allows us to better look at some of the other things that you guys are talking about, right? So there's a reason why things like, you know, monolithic matchmaking and a ranked system and the monolith visual update itself, all of those things take a lot of resources and time, and alleviating the every 3 weeks of making a new hero and, you know, everything from the art to the animations, all the things that go into the hero themselves, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of resources, and in this way we're able to kind of focus on some of those other things that you guys have been talking about. So don't think of it in a way that like, oh, we lost a hero every 3 weeks, right? It's just kind of allowing us to more focus on some of those other things that you guys care about and start getting to those things a little bit quicker. Yeah, so for Germano, talking about balance in the game and whatnot, we actually have a big balance pass. You may not have been here when we were talking about it earlier on in the stream, but we do have balance coming in 44-3, so that's right around the corner, my friend. We have some big sweeping balance changes coming in, so.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see Richter there. Yeah, this is not my game today.
All good, man. Wukong picked up Possessed Spritekin, looks like. Shane, what's up?
I'll get out. What's up, Shane? Alright. Getting out. I'm cool with that. Oh, yes. Yeah, my bad on the tier 2. Wasn't paying attention.
You're good, man. Okay, I'm about even in farm with their carry. He does have 2 kills at the moment, though. Balance, it needs huge balance. Yep, so we have a lot of balance coming in 44-3, my friend. About a week and a half longer. We got some stuff coming. Sick, nasty, dope. Shout out to Shane Lynch.
What abilities do you prioritize? Usually RMB, just for damage. Obviously the E is definitely a secondary thing, and then the Q, ultimate for sure as well. But
I don't know, no news on that yet, my friend. In regards to specifics around the rank system and it being limited to solo, duo, etc. No word on that yet. Uh-oh. Alright. Left is,
oh, shoot.
Not looking too great. Don't want to send some folks over there. Yeah, that's no bueno to lose that. Oh yeah, you got it.
Sick.
Friends, no.
Didn't even realize that. I hit 3 mid pushing. When controller's getting fixed for PC. No, man. So, that's definitely an interesting one. That's got some more back-end reasoning for that that the team has been looking into. Wish we had an update for you guys. I know it's something on the list that we want to get fixed. There are specific reasons for that one that are a little bit more difficult to track down. And it's not as trivial as it may seem, so that's one of those ones that's coming with that.
Possibly, Ricky. The question was, can we expect more heroes on a consistent level after the game is out of beta? Possibly. That's not to say that we will be going back to every 3 weeks. In fact, we will probably not. I'm pretty confident in saying that we will probably never go back to every 3 weeks. They're getting things too. But to speak to like a more regular cadence, that's completely possible. That's definitely possible. A lot more feasible than going back to every 3 weeks.
Got a double kill on right. That was good.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we lost that inhib so early, though. They're going to be stacking minions every couple of minutes over there. It's going to be rough, and then we have Wukong splitting right.
Narendra, stop! I love you. Get that good. Get that good.
A lot of folks over here.
Coming. Left is pushing, so is right.
Enemy has been slain.
We killed a couple of them.
Alright, you guys just wrecked, so I'm gonna push out right then. left is also pushing against us, which is
Yeah.
not. I'm watching that heavily.
We picked up a couple kills in the
Head
pit.
left. Oh shoot. Grux missed his pull, so. Now head left. Shoot.
The Allied core has been attacked.
Crypt, we will be getting Terra before the end of the year, my friend. Before the end of the year.
Right. Come on.
Cobra, to answer your question about how many, essentially, if it was us losing dev resources to other teams that stopped every 3 weeks, that is incorrect.
Yeah, it's very incorrect.
Before we started even pulling resources or moving them over to other projects and things of that nature, we had already planned to move away from the hashtag every 3 weeks for a number of reasons, of which I've already spoken to a number of times. Got a couple people in mid at the moment.
Oh, sick.
Got you.
Let's go.
Chris, did you?
Alright. That was sick. Thanks, guys. Look at that little turnaround.
We should.
Did it say they got thanks
We
too?
should look. Yeah. So push that out as fast as you can, and then. Oh my God. Yeah, we gotta try to get those lanes pushed so we can capitalize on
Yeah, I'd
kills.
keep trying to push out left as fast as I can.
There are still a number of heroes who we're looking at in the realm of reworks and whatnot, just not ready to share any information on them yet.
Grux is on me. Oh, frick. Yep. This guy double team. Sick. Alright, we'll do. Let's see, I am level 16.
Definitely caught up in kills.
Yeah, we did. Ping pong. Yep, ping pong. Yeah, King of Wine, we already mentioned that Grux's double pain will be getting some love in 44.3.
We have Grux in our base.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay, Grux is dead. No, Cobra. I know what you're trying to like fish for here, man, or it sounds like you're trying to fish for, but we did not pull resources from our team. Our Fortnite team was essentially had resources pulled from our Unreal tournament team, not from our Paragon team. Yep, for all of you guys who were talking about the double pain stuff in chat, again, just to retouch on that, he will be balanced in 44.3 and have some adjustments seen to his double pain ability.
Enforce Gamer, sorry you feel that way. The 20 million other people that have played it feel very differently, so
They're gonna get a pick here. They might be going for.
Yeah, I keep having to push out left. This wave just keeps pushing. So I've been left for the last 5 minutes.
I'm gonna try to help them out.
Crazy Fool, yep, it's definitely something on the radar. I know Colin Fogel has talked about that personally on community corners and whatnot, is trying to get a better visual indicator for cards like Growth Totem, and why can't I think of the card that's in the jungle? What is the card? Not one of the tribe. Is it one of the tribe?
Hold on, we're deciding on that.
Viper, we also mentioned that there will be no community corner this week. We're going to pick back up next week just because the V44.2 patch is... sorry, it's not even a patch. It is just a back-end update. There's no updates or really polish or bug fixes or anything coming out. There is one piece of content that will be coming up, and it has to do with phase. Mentioned it before. You'll see on Tuesday. So we will not be having community corner this week. Alright, I'm on my way.
An allied tower is under attack.
They are on Prime.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to try to head over there. Kalari might have ultimate. Indicator, yeah, she does.
Nope.
Plus the team frames, which you don't have access to at the moment.
Right? Nope. No team frames. Which does not tell me who is alive and or dead. Which is not good. Coming back around. Shoot,
Clary's
left,
going
is,
in
and
on,
left is pushing real freaking hard. I'm gonna have to attend to that here in a second.
Oh no.
Yep. Oh, that's GG.
Yeah, just lost that inhib a little bit too early.
Yep. Yes, we did. Not the best game. That's all good. Next one. What is your favorite color and why is it purple? I think you answered question number 1, even though you're incorrect. My favorite color is actually black, even though it is the absence of light, so it's technically not a color, is what I always get told. But it goes with everything, and it's like my heart. No, I'm just kidding. That's a lie. That was a joke. Laugh. It was funny.
Yep, Rage Styles. I was the Drongo. Definitely got hit for. It wasn't quite 2.3k as you stated, but it was a lot of damage for sure. But again, he is going to be touched up a little bit in 44.3. We are going to be looking at his double pain ability and reining that in for sure.
All right. I wonder
But
if I should
it
close and
happens.
relaunch client or if that bug is going to be fixed in the next game. I think it should be fixed. I don't think I need to close and relaunch. What's up, Howdy? What are my tattoos? One is a old galleon ship on my right arm. I have some Nebula Galaxy space things on my chest and shoulder. And then this one on my wrist is my old band's logo, and there's some significant meaning to that. And then the one on my inside of my arm has a quote on it. Courageous, no. The desktop audio for the client was being routed to the wrong spot, and Windows does not have any way for you to switch where your output for audio is, so you have to close and relaunch the application.
Choice Plays, happy to hear you're liking the patch, man. And yes, we as we said a number of times already, Grux will be adjusted in 44.3. But happy to hear that you've been enjoying 44.3 as a whole. I actually had, now obviously, I don't want things to get too, we want to kind of keep things a little bit light here and not dive into, you know, too many deep subjects and whatnot. We're trying to just hang out with you guys. It's kind of the point of Play with Community stream, right? We get to talk to you guys about not only the game, but kind of just get to interact with you guys in general, have some fun, talk. You guys get to know us a little bit more. We can get to know you guys a little bit more. But just in general, speaking to 44 and some of the bigger changes that came through, right? Obviously, there were a lot of things that folks in the community were talking about, and something. Actually, that reminds me, I had Shinx. I was talking to Shinx. Some of you guys may be familiar with him. He is a player on formerly of Think Twice, and just overall, just great guy, super skilled at the game, primarily based out of EU. He told me to tell you hi, by the way, Chris. I totally forgot, but he did tell me to tell you hello.
Don't miss it.
And so anyways, we were kind of talking, and he kind of just reached out to me on his own accord and pretty much just said, hey man, and I really appreciated him. And he wasn't the only one, actually. There were a number of people who did the same thing, but kind of just reached out, I believe it was on Twitter, and was kind of just like, hey, just wanted to reach out and let you know that me and my team are actually really enjoying 44. We think that the game is moving in a better direction as a whole and holistically, and it was kind of really nice to hear that. And he was kind of just like, you know, don't mind all the negativity. It's obviously just a group of really passionate gamers who really care about the game's direction and whatnot. And that in that sense, nobody should ever have to apologize for that, right? Like, there's definitely a way to give constructive criticism or your thoughts and opinions on game state. There's definitely a way to do that without kind of ripping into people or, so, you know, leading off with things like, Chris, I don't know how you generally deal with the feedback loop between us and the community, but for me personally, when I start reading something and the initial sentence starts with something like the game is dead, or it's all caps and it's just like, you know, dropping F-bombs everywhere. Those ones, man, I don't even take the time to read it. As soon as I get a whiff of any of that stuff, I just cut it cold turkey right there, man. So it's not something that I really tolerate, nor should anybody, whether you're someone in the community kind of trying to deal with you know, somebody being toxic or trying to give their opinions and not necessarily the most healthy of ways. You just got to kind of be able to look past that and kind of weed out the guys who are really there to give their opinions and give some of their reasonings and thoughts behind things. Those I'm more than willing to have those conversations all day, every day. In fact, part of the reason me bringing up Shinx to begin with was that we kind of had a little bit of back and forth talking about some of the mechanics and whatnot. And at the end, he even told me that he kind of felt better about it. I felt better about it now that I had some competitive insight and, you know, how guys are feeling on that end and whatnot, at least from their perspective. Again, he's not speaking for all of the competitive space, nor does any one individual, but it was kind of cool just kind of getting his thoughts on those sorts of things. So with all the V44 stuff happening, guys, and all of the crazy changes that have been happening, and really just wanted to say thank you and extend a thank you to everybody for just being along this ride. It's not easy for a game to kind of go through all of these drastic changes, right? And
in front of a live audience, right?
In front of a live audience, yeah, exactly. This is something that
give their feedback.
Definitely. And it's a situation where you guys are. We said it at the very beginning, actually. From our creative director at the time, I believe he had said something along the lines of, we are creating this game in conjunction with the community. They're actually watching it grow. They're going to be watching it grow because we, you know, the time frame in which we announced it and going through all of our closed beta stuff up to the point where we're at now. So it's definitely not easy seeing, you know, something that you love kind of just go through all these iterations, right? Because maybe you fell in love with something and maybe that's not what Paragon necessarily is as much anymore. But what we're all about here on our end is just communicating that, you know, just go into it with an open mind and try to appreciate it for what it is. We're not there yet, and we're now just starting to scratch the not scratch the surface, but I think over the past year, we've kind of been working towards this goal, and now we're finally closing that gameplay loop where you guys are seeing some of the final iterations of, like, you know, not final iterations, but some of the closer to final iterations, at least from what was, with things like the UI, with the HUD, the UI, some of the gameplay stuff coming in, and that's going to continue, right? And it's definitely not easy kind of seeing all these changes come in. Totally get it. But just stick with it, guys. Try to promote positivity in the community. Talk to us because we are more than willing to talk to you. Chris will take all the time in the world to sit down and talk with. He kind of manages a lot of our external relationships with a lot of our groups, like our streamers and whatnot. So he will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. People on the team here are more than willing to have the conversation. It's just a matter of approaching things the right way. When you come in and kind of just start off, that's the point I was making with all of the negativity and starting things like that is just, it's just not a good way to talk with us, guys. We're very open and we're more than willing to have that conversation, but it's a two-way street, right? So just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. And there's a lot of changes, guys. Just bear with us, trust us. We have a vision for where the game is going. We will have a communication coming out pretty soon. It's pretty on track to come out very soon here. That'll kind of give you guys a little bit more clarity into where it is we're going and things like that. So just hang out, guys. Just hang out. So sorry that was like a lot of talking, Chris. I appreciate you just sitting there quietly and listening.
You rock and roll. Like I said, I haven't eaten much today, so my brain isn't functioning properly anyways. No, it's good. Right. It's good to share. That's the thing I like about Play with Community streams, and I know we get to do this on Community Corner. Maybe not as often because we have a specific, you know, not pipeline, but I guess calendar of things we want to address within that. We Play with Community stream because it's casual. One of the things I love is being able to express our hearts towards you guys of what you mean to us, what the game means to us. Said it a bajillion times. Ed and I, Mooney. Us three have been working on this game, same thing with KL, for a long freaking time, 3 years. Yeah. Almost 3 years. And it means a lot to us. It got me my job. It got me involved in the gaming industry. Was one of my first ever MOBAs besides League. Just a lot of really big things. And I mean, that's how Shane got his job here, is, you know, getting involved in Paragon and the community and little by little doing some stuff. And just pretty rad to see what's happened. I mean, let's talk real quick, I mean, about how many streamers have gotten partnered, right? You know, you talk about like Nova Bunny and CM Stark and Covert, you know, Shane himself, another notch, like so many freaking people, Pookie, Kenmore, list goes on and on and on, that have been partnered specifically because of Paragon. And it's really cool to get to see the camaraderie behind it. I got to see it, you know, first glance at TwitchCon with, you know, Skoggles cosplaying Gideon and Nova coming in with the dope Countess, and then Nabori, who's also got, you know, partnered through Paragon, doing that dope Chimera. So it's things to think like that, right? Of that's what I love about this game and the community, and why I'm passionate about it, and why I've thought about getting the Paragon logo tattooed on my freaking body. You know, and still very, very much see that happening in the future, but.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I mean, that's well said, and something that I kind of saw a couple of people touching on in the chat was kind of this idea that you know, that this confusing of realism with toxicity, right? Or like being real, right? Like, first off, I won't even get into like the whole modern iteration of what it means to be like savage, right? This idea of like being a savage and just like being a people's champ and saying what the people, you know, despite like what just throwing things like mannerisms and taking other people's feelings and like, and just throwing them out the window, right? For the sake of just being like the savage, the guy who's just keeping it real, right? Like, I totally get that. I get that there's some amount of people who associate that sort of action with kind of just being real or keeping it real or saying the things that need to be said. In my opinion, there is a very fine line between keeping it real. You can keep it real while still being a decent human being, in my opinion. There's just certain ways that you approach conversation, right? And I expect when I indulge in conversation with someone else, I'm going to give them my full attention. I'm going to give them my full respect, hear them out and listen to their sides of the argument. But I also expect those things in exchange. So that's just like on a person-to-person level. That's not even me talking about, you know, our views from, you know, Epic as a whole. That's just like being a decent human being. And this idea that you're kind of confusing realism with what reality is, I just strongly disagree with that sentiment, like just wholeheartedly. I just don't agree with it.
We all have a little Chimera inside us.
Yeah,
where's my ex?
I actually just read that. That's true. I think everybody's got a little bit of Chimera in that. And don't get me wrong, man. Sometimes that little bit of savagery's got to come in. You know, it's just kind of just focusing on directing those things in the right areas. You know, is pretty important as well. And at least from the game side, or interacting with the game devs, again, it's one of those things where, hey, we don't mind having the conversation, but it's a two-way street, right? So.
Chris, when are we working out? Shane, whenever you want, boo-boo, whenever you want. One of the things, too, I would offer some of you all, and I've done this before, but like, shoot, I'll go out on a limb and say this right here, right now on stream. You know, with a lot of this stuff, and for those of you, who have their feedback about the game and feel that it's okay to be toxic and or negative, I'd love to talk with you, like voice to voice, like rather than text, because text is easy, right, to send a message and just say whatever you want. To actually get in Discord and chat one-on-one. Obviously, I can't do that with every single person, but for some of you who are super passionate and want to have some discussions about some of these things and be candid. I mean, we're candid on stream, but have that one-on-one conversation. Feel free to poke me on Discord. So I'm just throwing that out there for those of you who are saying some of those things and want to be direct. Let's be really direct. Discord problem solving.
Miranda, that's actually
Miranda,
Miranda,
yes, you have. That is not true.
Actually reminded me of something. I gotta.
Trickery. We talk to the competitive players all the time, my dude.
Yep.
They all have our Discord channels. They all have a opportunity to ping us just like you guys do. 100%. Yeah, serendipity. I already touched on voice comms at the beginning of the stream. You missed that.
Give Sev a scythe. I will do anything. Yeah, I'm confused as to why he doesn't have one yet either. I think there's a lot of, especially in the way of Halloween skins. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. We did have some pretty awesome Shadow Eve skins this year, though. Big fan of the Mummy Yin. I haven't seen too many people playing her too much, but I do think the skin is awesome, as well as the Narbash. That Narbash skin is too good.
Crazy Fool, yeah, we've already talked. If you want to, feel free. That's open. I'm throwing that out there. That's not fluff. Has to be in the right time. Obviously, we have video games to work on. But, yeah, we can take 15, 20 minutes, sit down.
What do we have? I saw
Radical, we've already talked about Grux. We've talked about some of the balance concerns people have. We've talked about Severog. I'd like to know what you're referring to when you say ignoring questions. Mulan Shinbi. I'm not gonna front. Mulan Shinbi.
Oh,
y'all know I'm a Disney fan. Don't even go there.
Head. My dude will literally walk up to our art team and just be like, "Hey guys, we need to make this happen."
Undertow Gideon already got me going, dude. Captain Barbossa's up in this piece. What's up?
Mully Magic, there will indeed be a new hero before the end of the year. 100%. I promise that.
There already is a new hero. I'm already in the game. Got him. What's up?
He was taking a bit.
Yeah, we talked about Zinks. We already mentioned that there's going to be a big balance pass coming in 44.3, my friends. Serendipity, you're fine. No worries. I don't expect everybody to see everything that's going on. Totally happy to fill you in on what's going on. Let's get down to business. That's right, Crazy Fool. To defeat the Huns. Addy, what did I do? Addy, what did I do? News about matchmaking, still none. I told you guys last week, and I've told you this before. As soon as I have one, I promise I will, from my own mouth, you will hear it on the stream. I promise you. Like I said, we've been working on it. We are getting really freaking close. I've said this on streams before. We are getting really close. Yeah. Have some performance things whenever you build a new system. Performance and optimization definitely becomes a thing that that pops up too. So, and I've also mentioned this too. This is not something hidden, but the engineer who was working on that system also got pulled to work on something else too for a time, which caused some delays specifically just for that. He's been grinding on monolithic matchmaking for a while though, so very excited. Did they send me orders?
Tyler Cost, in regards to your question about the ability showcase not working on PS4, that's something that we are aware of. The ability previews not being available on there. There was a bug associated with them, so we did have it disabled for the time being. If you would like to follow up with me, I can definitely follow up on that tomorrow. I believe I have a meeting with some QA folk, and we will be talking about the status of some of the bugs and whatnot. So if you want to reach out, feel free to ping me on Discord or Twitter at Edgar Diaz Jr. and just remind me, friendly ping, to follow up on that, and I will absolutely do that for you. Cloudtastic, when you look at things like disable, while this issue that Severog currently is having is obviously a big one, very impactful to his gameplay. When you look at things like disabling a hero, you really need to gauge the overall impact of what that has. Right? There's a lot of people who love Severog, who love the hero, and while the hero definitely has some issues because of the introduction of the new minion execution mechanic, and it's definitely something that we're aware of and we will be fixing in a 44.3. It's not a situation where we consider it egregious enough to the point where we would consider disabling a hero because of that.
One thing I'll point out, Cobra, to answer your question, first of all, I'm just going to ask this since there's been a lot of controversy in the chat. If you're going to make comments or call things out, ask that you focus on the positivity and the overall encouragement of building up the community rather than trying to tear down. Seems that's been a constant trend, so that's one thing I'm going to say. Second of all, to answer your question, I've talked about that on streams multiple times. That this specific engineer, what Ed was referring to was like multiple people or grouping or a lot of Paragon folks being moved off of. I've mentioned multiple times about monolithic matchmaking that the engineer specifically working on that went to work on some other stuff. So, also still on Paragon. So, but again, if you're going to have some comments in chat, please keep it constructive. Please try to work on being positive as well. Yes, that's all I'll say.
No problem, Cloudtastic, of course. We're trying to get to all the questions, man. It's just there's a couple of them that are a little bit too broad. There's just no way we're going to answer every single question, but we're doing our best.
Shutdown, yes. We have felt on schedule. Like I said, there have been some things, I've also mentioned this before, in regards to expectations that have been set that haven't been met, such as ranked coming out in summer. I've totally admitted this on behalf of the team that we did not live up to the expectation that we set. Apologies on that. But as far as, things that have popped up, priority stack, what we're trying to do, the vision of Paragon that we're venturing forth and laying out ahead of us, 100%. We believe that is 100% on track.
Sorte Diaboli. The link that or the thread that you linked there, I will definitely go ahead and take a look at that and read through that. I actually believe I took a look at there, but something I wanted to call attention to is the last sentence of your post where you say, you can't just call all opinions that go against yours negative or hatred. That is absolutely not the case or the intention, and I don't believe that anybody on our team has ever called something hatred or being negative that was simply constructive criticism or stated in a way that wasn't just objectively hateful or just rude or disrespectful or things of that nature. We are not always going to be right. In fact, we've been wrong multiple times throughout this game's lifespan. For those of you who have been around for a while, just straight up, we have been just wrong about things in the past, and we're not always going to be right. And we're definitely not going to assume that just because the community has a differentiating opinion that theirs is incorrect, right? I think that there's definitely a healthy balance and interaction level that is had there. But just to be clear, we don't specifically state that things things that directly go against our beliefs are incorrect or negative or hateful or things like that. Again, I highly doubt, I know for a fact that I don't do it, and I know for a fact that no one on my team considers things like that hateful or would put it in that category. So.
All right, we're in game. Let's go, fam. Let's go. Toonami, what kind of question is that? I will wink at you, but I cannot wink at you for that because, to be honest with you, I don't even know the answer to that question. So, yeah, again, guys, just to clarify too, and add more to what Ed said, I thought he worded that very well. But the whole goal of us being on this, right, isn't to specifically call out negative questions and/or to put somebody in the limelight that's going to make them feel stupid. And/or is going to make somebody feel uncomfortable. The whole goal of this is to be transparent with you all and answer questions, which we have been, frankly. If you can name another dev team out there or community team, Warframe does a really good job. But other teams that do as good of a job as we do as being transparent, then I'm very open to receiving that and seeing what they do and taking some feedback from them. But I think we do a pretty good job answering these things and being transparent. But we need to make sure that conversation, again, that we're looking to benefit the health of the community as a whole, rather than just asking questions for selfish gain. I want to make sure, again, that it's looking to be positive. You can still frame a piece of critical feedback or a question about something that is controversial and still make it in a positive light and have a conversation about it rather than asking it in a way that makes people feel insignificant and or overwhelmed.
Got that first blood, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Thanks, Narender. Appreciate all you do too, man. A lot of stuff in PCL. A lot of other stuff that you've done behind the scenes. Giving those feedback and bugs, baby. Appreciate it.
And I think this I want to be very clear. I know that Chris doesn't mean it to come out this way or anything like that. Like, this is not us, like, tooting our own horn or anything, guys. Like, this is legitimately just us being very honest and wholehearted with you guys and just letting you know that we are very intact with the community. We are not hard people to get a hold of. Chris's Discord is blown up on a daily. My Discord is blown up on a daily. All it is, I mean, I have open DMs on Twitter. I mean, you guys, like, we're not hard people to get a hold of. It's just a matter of approaching. And granted, there are times where just straight up, you know, and I've been told, you know, in the past, like, hey, you know, I want to have a conversation right now, but, you know, I'm in the middle of a work day, got meetings to go to, things like that. So don't get me wrong, we're people too, just as you guys are. We have things that, you know, we're not always going to be available, but I can guarantee you that eventually your question will get answered as long as you're there reaching out to us in the proper way and framing your things properly. There's no way that anybody is just gonna go and ignore you. That's just not the case.
Unless you call Edward, he may not think you're actually talking to him, so he may accidentally ignore you. So just put it out there.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to it at this point. I might as well just legally change my name to Edward. Cloudtastic, I will be very honest about this one, man. So we definitely go through our forums. I will be very clear about that. We definitely go through there. I know that our engagement level there, just straight up as a fact, is not as high as some of our other channels. And I will be very frank with you again. If we're kind of keeping this conversation going, right? Like, we will always keep it real with you guys. There's no issue with us ever keeping it real with you guys. And in a circumstance like this is one of those areas where, hey, there's no reason for me to lie or anything like that. Our forums in particular are one of our areas that have kind of not fallen to the wayside, because, as I said, we definitely still go through there and read the stuff that's on there. However, there is, sorry guys, we're getting ganked over here, and this is just an absolute crazy fight. I'm gonna have to finish my thought in just a second.
Shane, by the way, Squanto was calling him Edward, so if you would like an answer, there you go.
Damn it. All right, we got one. We ended up dying though in the gank. At least we returned one kill. So anyways, the point is that we're just not very hard people to get a hold of, and you guys can always reach out to us and let us know. We will get to your question, and we will get to your question. We don't leave people hanging like that. In regards to the forum stuff, we know that our interaction there has been a lot lighter than what we would want. Absolutely, that's just the truth. We are going to be, however, having some folks join us very soon. First of them being Shane Lynch, who will be joining our team next week. He will be joining us on the community. the community team here on the Paragon side. So, and we also have another person joining us soon who we will be giving an introduction to a little bit later. So we have 2 people joining the team very, very soon. And I can guarantee you that some of our channels that have kind of been needing some love for a while, such as the forum, so that will change. We will start getting people in there.
Yeah, I need help. This Yin just chased me for years. Oh, I was coming in too. I was coming in. Potion Master Stark. I do not believe that your name is now Potion Master Stark. Thy owl that thou hast sent hast thou. If you were wondering context for the old English, please read Mr. CM Stark and I's Twitter conversation. End conversation.
Narender, please don't. Edgar is so much better than Edward. Narender, it's actually a fun story, man. The only reason why I actually started being called Ed, well, aside from the fact that my dad was Ed, I'm a junior though. Just my dad and I have the same name, and so everyone in my family always referred to me as Junior. Nobody ever called me Ed or Edgar because that's my dad's name, and he was, you know, the first. But I don't know, I just always kind of had a thing for the name. Like, I didn't think it was, I don't know what it was, man. To be completely honest with you, I think it was just kind of me being like super, just very young and not liking my name. I thought it was kind of dumb. You know, when you're in elementary school, you kind of have all the little jokes like Egger, like people would call me Egg, or like, you know, things like that. And, you know, they're just like dumb little things. And looking back on it, I kind of laugh about them. But, you know, at the time, I didn't obviously like it. So I was always just like, all right, my name is Ed starting now. So I started telling everyone to start calling me Ed as opposed to
people
Edgar,
called me Chris in school. It was really defaming and quite the causing of insecurity. Just kept calling me Chris for some reason. I was like, ugh.
How about we meet in the middle and call Edgord? Edgord? Oh my God, that's a tongue twister.
Oh, frick.
I don't know about that one.
Wow.
But sorry.
I did not mean to fat finger the wrong button. Well, if we end up getting a kill here, then it was intended. If we do not, then it was not intended.
Totally intended.
Totally. I had my finger off the keyboard because I was doing a lazy back, and when I put it down, I went to hit E and totally hit R.
Oh, rip.
Grux is going to get a kill. Totally intended. Totally intended. You heard it here, folks. Look at that. Totally intended. Whoops! Vaughn, we've talked about that too. You were talking about a more in-depth tutorial. Kale actually talked about this last week on Play with Community stream. Definitely something we know needs improvement, and it's definitely something that we're going to be hitting pretty hard, especially beginning of next year, 100%. No questions about it. A more in-depth tutorial. It's hard to do a tutorial when there are such huge changes happening to the game still, right? So we want to make sure we got all that stuff set in place, the things that we believe are the future of Paragon. And from there, then we'll be able to really build out a lot of those things. So, in time, my friend, like I said, probably more beginning of next year, you'll probably start seeing more stuff. Yin is rotating.
Okay. 12th degree, yeah, we totally agree. So 12th degree brings up Epic. I feel that the heroes that got reworked. Did you feel like the heroes that got reworked needed it the most? It seems like there are other heroes that needed a rework, maybe more so. Yeah, there's definitely a number of heroes who we are currently a little bit dissatisfied with, and we want to give the rework treatment to. It's just all a time thing, but there are definitely other heroes who are on that list as well. And I can't really speak to the reason why.
Yin is missing.
Okay. Why the specific heroes who got reworked. I can't really speak to that as much, just because I simply don't know the answers to that. I only kind of know like vaguely. Thing now on me. Yeah, Yin's, no, it's not Yin, it's Richter. Richter is over here on right side. So I can't speak to that too much. I can, however, speak to the fact that I know there are a number of heroes who we feel need to be given that same treatment, and they will be. It's just a matter of time, right, and coming out, so. Richter, I need you over here, homeboy. Okay, Yin is over here on right currently. I'm gonna just back actually.
I'm hitting buttons. Yin is still missing mid. FY. Okay, let's hope I don't fat finger my ult.
I need to get we need to get
death now in meta.
We need to get that TB we need to get a TB animation in for his jump pad, man. He's kind of missing that swaggy. I need to see him do something swaggy.
Yo,
when he
Countess
does
is dope. I saw hers for the first time yesterday, her new one. Frickin' fricks, chat. Good frick. Holy frick. It was sick. Can I say frick one more time?
Go for it, man. Say it. Let it out.
Frick! Frick!
Slides us at Ed on a scale from 1 to yes. How was your day? Slides. I don't know what that scale is, or I don't really know how to measure it in that scale.
Both carries mid, FY.
Okay. I'm going to try to push this tower down right now. I'm going to go with yes on this one, though, man. Thank you for asking. How was your day, my friend? I'm going to get the hell out of here. Oh, no, I'm so dead.
It's gonna die.
Oh, I'm so dead. Muriel, Richter.
That was actually a really dope deflection, not gonna lie.
Get her, Grog. Nah. Uh-oh.
Come on, there's no way, dude. I'm not letting it happen. Seriously? Oh, she's gonna get away. That was a really nice deflection, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and I had no mana. Not gonna lie, that Yin just had one of the sickest plays of the freaking year. Not even gonna front. I'm not used to Gideon's meteor being a projectile with his RMB, and now that it is, the fact that she can deflect it away is really, it's... Shout out to that Yin. Dope plays. Not gonna front, dope plays. I was bested. Most definitely.
Blackbeard Gamers, we've actually talked a little bit about that in the past. Currently, there is no plan. We essentially, when we reworked the card system, there was no easy way for us to transition that old system to the new one without a bunch of heavier work on that front. So we are aware that it's something that, I mean, I personally enjoyed it. I loved it. Got some decent feedback from some community members about it as well throughout the time that it existed. But for the time being, the deck builder is going to remain disabled while we kind of look at better ways to kind of do that. In the meantime, we do have some crazy good sites that pull from our from the Paragon API. They pull all of our numbers, and there are things, there are resources available out there in the spectrum of the community. In regards to resources around cards and descriptions and abilities, stuff like that. So I know that there's no, at least to my knowledge, not a really good go-to deck builder, but I know that they exist. There's a number of them out there. So just got to kind of dig for them a little bit.
Blood Mortius is a good deck builder.
Blood Mortius is a good deck builder?
If we want a human being to be a deck builder. Games are going great. Dappa Dan, man, what's up, dude? How's it going? Good to see you. Yin is right side river buff. She may be road. Never mind. She's here. I lied. Thanks, Shaydown. Shadown. See, there's a guy in the competitive team named Shadon, so I'm trying not to say it the exact same way.
I'm coming with you.
Wow. I might need help mid. Oh, we have Grux. Never mind. We're fine. He showed up after. Muriel's ulting.
Yeah, he they saved the Fung now from dying right there. Competitivo Paragon Brazil. What's up, man? How's it going? Hello, friend.
Von Vega, that's a great question. That would definitely be more for design. I don't want to speak on behalf of them. Ed, you may be able to speak more to that question, but I mean, it's a good question to ask. I just don't want to BS you by giving you an answer that don't know this. He was asking about thoughts on adding new CC to the game that exists in other MOBAs such as Cripple, Fear, Taunt, Disarm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought we had a taunt in the game at one point, or at least we're testing something like that a long time ago.
Yeah, there was a time, you're not crazy, there was a time when one of our current heroes, I actually can't even really think back because it was that long ago, but I know that one of our heroes, we were kind of, during that time I was actually on the competitive team in which we were testing some stuff like that, so I do recall that being tested at one point, so it's not to say that, you know, it's right around the corner or anything, but we could definitely see some mechanics like that being introduced to Paragon.
This is really nice rack space, by the way, that was sick. Even though I'm
friend.
gonna die.
Oh yeah, we're not winning that one. I'm out of here.
Well, her and I had a sweet double kill.
Yeah, it was 2 for 2, 2 for 2. So not a big deal. And they're not gonna get much off of it.
Yin came in and yinned me. I was yinned. Hey, Gashlin, appreciate it.
Reaver, you like the Gideon rework? I'm happy to hear it, man.
Is that Edward Diaz?
All right.
Is that
we did it.
Edward Diaz?
Not Edward.
Gunner, thanks, man. Like I said, I haven't eaten much today. That's probably why for me.
Yeah, and fun fact, guys. Normally you would have both myself and Chris. You guys would be able to see both of us, but I am currently actually working from home today, feeling a little bit under the weather. So.
Yeah, the man is here working with you despite feeling bad. Can we give him some love?
Stop it.
A little cheek pinch, something.
Sorry guys if we sound a little bit, we're doing our best though, I promise you. I know Chris is. I'm hanging in there as well, just trying to give you guys as much as we can here. So
you just know when you're a little salty in a game that you may not win, just remember that we also don't eat when we. I'm just kidding, it's a joke. Epic totally wants us to eat. I just made bad decisions today.
Yeah, and plus I actually really like coming and hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
so.
Of course. J-Cord, by the way, thanks so much for the comment. Appreciate it. Aw, King. He gave you a virtual hug. Ed playing video games on his day off. What a trooper!
Yeah, I know, right?
11, I say the same thing all the time, my friend. You're not wrong. Oh. This Yin, dude, every time with the R&B, we need to get, like, in a team fight. She sees it every time. She's rotating.
Yeah, they got to be careful about.
She's really good, and the wind-up time is... That's actually, to be honest with you right now, I know a lot of people have been complaining about Gideon. It's actually a really good counter, I'm not going to front to at least his R&B. I'm rotating as fast as I possibly can. Freaking son of a gun.
I got to kill him dead, though.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
Yeah. Stay out of there. But yeah, it's actually funny, guys, that you bring that up. That's the other thing, right? I think about that all the time. Don't get me wrong, work is still work, right? Regardless of what you do, I feel like. But I think there's a lot of truth in the whole, you know, what might be viewed as cliche at this point, but the whole idea that, you know, if you love what you do, you never work a day.
Got big tooth! Let's go! Woo, baby! Come on!
Sick, dude. I saw that. I saw that.
Paragon plays Yin. Paragon plays Gideon. Let's go! Give me that T-shirt. Ready.
Good job, man. Good job. But yeah, so I actually think about that all the time. I think there's a lot of truth behind the statement that if you love what you do, then you never work a day in your life, sort of thing. And I absolutely love what I do. I know that Chris loves what he does. Being able to
it's a dream job.
Both of us are very much people persons, and both very much have a deep passion for video games. Although we have different backgrounds and where we come from, that's one of the beautiful things about gaming in general, is just the unification of people of all backgrounds all coming together to kind of enjoy this one thing, right? So similar to sports in that way, like, it's just something that's so beautiful, and I absolutely love what I do, guys. I don't ever feel like I go to work every day and there's not I mean, like I said, it's still work, right? So there's days you're gonna be like, yeah, of course I'd rather be home in bed, you know, kind of chilling, but never in my time working here and in the industry in general do I wake up and not think about how lucky I am to be in the situation that I'm in. So it's something that we're definitely aware of, for sure. Very, very conscious of, and yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Hectic, we'll be giving some more info out in the future. New cards and gems are something that will be on their way. Not in 44.3, but in the near future.
Typho Plays, who is talking, that is myself, Ed, or In Us We Trust, as you might know me by. I am on the Paragon Community team along with Chris Atalis, Arctic, CYN, Mooney, SLG. I'm sure you guys know some of the other people on the team, but yeah, I'm just kind of here. You don't see me on the screen. You guys have seen Chris's beautiful face, but I'm here hanging out, playing some games with you guys, and just hanging out, answering questions and whatnot. So thanks for stopping by. Azzy, what's up, man?
Left lane, left lane, left lane, left lane.
Big shout out to Azzy. Oh, my Richter just whiffed the heck out of his ult. Big shout out to Azzy Bear in the chat. One of the he's a competitive player in the Paragon team. Awesome. Awesome stand. Sorry guys, I'm laughing at the Richter comment.
He's laughing at himself.
It was kind of funny.
It was funny. It was a little mean, but it was funny.
Azzy Bear, he's awesome, just awesome competitive player, and you guys may have seen him in this most recent PCL. Shout out to PCL. Narendra, I know, is in the chat. Shane, all the beautiful things that they've done for that organization, and all the awesome stuff they do for our community there. But yeah, so shout out to Azzy Bear in the chat. What's up, man? Yes, I'm currently feeding with Twin Blast. I am 3 and 4 currently. Not doing, not making you proud, but I'll try to fix that, man. Try to fix that for you.
It's all good. I'm carrying him. Don't worry.
There you go. Chris is giving me the carry.
I'm just kidding. Ed could 1v1 all of us.
Not, man. You've gotten a lot better since on the last.
Holy frick! Didn't realize he was there.
Yeah, there's a homeboy in mid right now.
We also have an Aurora though.
I'm nearby. We can try to kill the. Oh, he's got blink still.
Yeah, I was about to use ult, and then I was like, nah. I blew it on just mirror. I mean, we got the kill, but. Definitely would have liked to have gotten more people in my ult before than just me, so that's alright. I do have ult, just FYI, as I've been talking about for the last 10 minutes, so.
Alright, man. Are they going into the... If they start hovering around that pit, I'm down to go over there and...
Hey, did I say I have my ult?
You did mention it, maybe. Offhandedly.
Did I? Oh.
Offhandedly.
What if it was onhandedly? What does that mean? Danny? Don't you say it? Danny? Danny, I will fire you from this chat faster than you can say whistle.
T Sasquatch, we will have something of the sorts, yes. I can't speak to specifically what it'll entail or if it'll even be in line with what we've released in the past, but we will definitely have some communication regarding where it is Paragon's going in the future and kind of what we're looking at accomplishing in 2018. If that's what you're looking for, then you will be pleasantly surprised when we kind of when that comes out. Hey, Chris and Ed, are we going to get more hero rework? Slides, absolutely.
Yep.
You will absolutely get more hero rework. We have not spoken to when those will drop, but there is absolutely a list of heroes who will be reworked, and we will kind of start unveiling that as when the time gets a little bit closer. All right, let's see. What do I got here? I'm pretty close. I'm 2 points away from picking up my Vampiric Blade. So for the time being, I'm just sitting on a Woundseeker, Heavy Hitter, and Guard Piercer.
Glad I went over there because Fake Mal was about to try and dash in and get that kill. On
Crazy Fool, that's a good point. Crazy Fool says, guys, listen, if a comp team skips a PCL and the players don't like the state of the game, it's their choice. Comp players come and go in every game. This is coming from somebody who has a very competitive background. I played League of Legends competitively for, man, we're talking like Season 1 stuff. So I played that game from Season 1 to Season 5, essentially. And I still dabble in it every now and again, kind of go back to it. But when they introduced, if any of you guys are familiar with their rank system, I was a Master Tier 80 carry player there, and I played on a couple of semi-professional teams, one of them being Team Coast, who is the most, probably the most notable of that list. And something that Crazy Fool said that really kind of just like why it stuck out to me. I'm coming, friends, I'm coming. I'm running across the lane. I'm coming, nice. Good kill on Murdoch. I got slows. Dead. Let's get orb. Yeah, so one of the things that he said that really stuck out there is that, I mean, it's the truth, right? You're not always going to agree with some of the decisions that are made by game developers. That's just the way that it works, right? You're not always going to agree with everything. There were a number of times where I got really upset way more upset than I probably should have, or definitely should have, at Riot for some of their decisions that behind some of their balance stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like the communication's there, and eventually you kind of just, you may not agree with every single patch. Every patch might not be your favorite. Every hero rework might not be, you know, the next best thing for you personally, and things might, you know, kind of just move in flux. But at the end of the day, competitive players will, or our community will determine the game's competitiveness by simply being involved, right? If there are people who unfortunately drop the game because they don't like the way that the game plays anymore, completely within their right? And I hope they do find something that kind of more meets their expectation for what is a competitive game.
That meets their eye, as Optimus Prime would say.
As Optimus Prime would say, yes.
Sorry.
But until that time comes, I mean, they're more than welcome to put the game down and go play other things, or come, you know, maybe Paragon isn't for you. Maybe that's the case. Maybe the game gets better. Maybe the game, you know, a couple patches from now is the sort of game that you would want to play. And that's just the name of the game, right? That's just the way that things work. And so there's a lot of truth behind what he said, and you know, no slight on any of the teams, whether that's Oxygen, you know, currently, who's not participating in things completely by their choice. Totally understand it. Wouldn't want anybody to play something if they're not having fun with it. So, and I would never ever advise somebody to do something that they didn't want to do. So.
Got yin.
Merps, we will be releasing next year, and we will have a more specific timeline for what that looks like in regards to next year very soon in a communication that we're currently working on. So, fret not, my friend, you will have some information there soon. But I can say that we are looking to kind of, now that we're getting closer to finishing up a lot of these gameplay loops and just overall flows in regards to the client, in regards to UI, in regards to gameplay. We're kind of just overall just getting a lot closer than what we were. So expect to see some of that stuff coming out very soon.
Got that Muriel. Oh, Roar's gonna come up and finish! Oh, I just made a very bad aiming decision.
Oh, nice pull, Richter. Okay, we killed Feng Mao.
Richter's just eating all of my damage. Got him. Let's go.
Okay, we got the inhib down. I'm gonna go help Richter over here at the
I'll have
tier
my
2.
ult 15. Enemy jump pads disabled.
Uh-oh. My game is frozen at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's good.
Also good. I'm on the inhib.
Hey, look, I killed somebody.
Blue shirt. Triangle formation did not quit the game because they didn't like where the game was going. We actually had
we hired two.
We had 2 of their members come and join the Epic team, actually. Selwonk and Beacon both worked on and they played carry and jungle respectively for Triangle formation at the time. They actually joined us here at Epic and jumped onto our competitive design team where they iterate on the game's balance and whatnot. So they're definitely still around, so they definitely didn't quit the game because they were...
Oh no!
I can't speak to some of their other members. I know that Chill Phil was one of their members, who's awesome guy who used to kind of dabble in Paragon in the competitive scene. I know he's kind of taking a break from the game, so there's definitely a number of people who are taking a break. But by all means, like I said, we kind of encourage that when you feel like you need to step away and it's not really your thing, then by all means, if you're not having fun, you know, would never advise you to stay, you know, continue to do something that you're not having fun with. So, but this idea that they quit the game because they didn't like the game state, that's false.
I just got pulled into Fountain and died instantly. Rip my life. All right, folks. Well, we got probably 5 more minutes. Probably answer a couple questions. Shoot the host over to somebody awesome. Sneaky Paragon, you're right. I got dragged hardcore. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and sticking with us, despite both of us kind of feeling a little under the weather. But appreciate it. Juggernaut, to answer your question, That's a great one, man. I've been poking at that for a little bit. We've been trying to at least give opportunities for you guys to get more swag, such as Paragon Plays with the T-shirts,
Ooh, actually, yeah.
events, stuff like that.
Was Juggernaut talking about
Swag?
Paragon swag in
Yeah, it's
general?
Paragon
Yeah,
swag.
I know that we do have a store, if you want to call it that. It needs some heavy iteration, and I know for a fact that's on our team's radar in general to kind of move our products towards having more availability in the swag realm. So it's something that we're very much aware of. We know people want the swag, and for now, I know that you can get what is it, Chris? Is it just the hoodies that are on there?
Just the
black
hoodies,
and white
yep.
ones?
Just the hoodies.
So-
Yeah,
so
just
you can
actually,
get a-
yeah, just the black. Yeah, you said black and white. I'm a dingus. Never mind.
the black and white zip-up hoodies, but that's the only one that's on there currently. Hopefully that changes very soon, though. Again, I have heard some talk about that internally. Just can't really talk about a timeline.
Do I like potatoes? Yes, I like potatoes, Violet. In all caps.
I want an Aurora plush to hug. That would be pretty. I want just like a little twin blast or a little sparrow. If I could have a little twin blast and a little mini sparrow that are just like chilled on my bed, that'd be pretty ideal for me.
Groundhog, by the way, that was the first question that was asked after I asked if there were any questions. So please don't get it twisted, nor twist my words. Santis, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Oh, dude, Santis, the dopest of the dope reflections on my meteors. That was seriously, when I had you dead to rights and then you reflected that back at me, I was like, okay, that was sick.
Next level Yin, man.
Next level Yin plays.
She's actually one of those heroes where you don't see too much, and I kind of understand why. Like, I kind of know that she has some. She's not viewed as, you know, the strongest in terms of like ending the game in general, and like I know she's got some strengths to her, but she's not played a lot over some of the other heroes, and I get that. But I do firmly believe that in the right hands, that hero is just super devastating, man. Especially against, I feel like it's kind of situational in that she has to be put up against the correct team, and then again, it's just sort of having the mechanical awareness to actually be able to execute and take advantage of some of her things that she has, like the reflect and stuff. But man, when it's played optimally,
yeah, Santis was killing it.
It's pretty scary, pretty damn scary.
Yeah, there were 3 or 4 super good reflections that were fantastic. So I'm very bad at her reflection. Personally, not good. So,
Chris,
yeah.
Pooper was asking, when can people expect a fix for the auto attack bug, the one with the in regards to the shaking screen? I know you were just talking to some folks about some of that recently, right?
Well, Pooper, now that you ask, sorry, I was reading Santis's comment. That's why I like paused. I was like, so it was improved in 44.1, which is out right now. You're playing it. As far as a firm fix, 44.2 is just like a content update. There is no client that is actually shipped, which is why you all never have to download anything for 0.2 patches. It's just a very, very small back-end update. But hopefully, you know, 44.3 or beyond that, we're hoping to get a fix in to 100%. I know it was greatly improved in 44.1. A lot of our competitive design folks said that they haven't really seen it at all. But again, that's why we said in the patch notes improved, not fixed, because we know there's still some tidying up to do in regards to the auto attack issues. So, yep.
Phony Tony, I'll support you any day. Thanks, man. I'll be supported by
Wait,
you any day.
his name's Phony Tony?
Phony Tony 99. Where's that from? Where's Phony Tony from?
Dude, I've been supporting an Us We Trust since 91, chat. Hashtag since 91. Let's go.
Don't.
We both came out of the womb, and I was like, Ed, I'll be Decker, you be Twin Blast. Let's go.
There you go.
Yugi, it definitely should have been lessened. It shouldn't be as much as it was before. If it is, good feedback to know.
Oh, yeah,
Audi,
definitely.
be nice. Audi.
Oh, Phony Tony, you were my support last game. Okay, so you were the Richter. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't looking at name slates actually last game. I was trying to focus on chat and whatnot. But you played great, man. You had some absolutely disgusting hooks, man, in lane on that Feng Mao. You played great, man. You played awesome.
Yeah, dude, you had some throw up hooks. You know what I mean?
What?
I don't know. You
Chris,
said disgusting, and everybody's like sick. So I was trying to be a hip 26-year-old guy. It didn't work very well.
Gotcha.
That's all right. That's all right.
King BLM, thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother. I'm sure I'll feel a lot better tomorrow to get some rest tonight and stuff.
Oh, somebody was asking what they should eat for dinner. Protein, noodles, and sweet tea for a drink. How about that? How's that work? Is that good? Did I answer your question?
Did I play great as well? I was the Death Crawler Grux earlier, rage style. So I don't know, man. You probably bopped us up a little bit. With the,
Bop this up.
bopped us up a little bit with the double pain, man.
Squanto, yeah, we are done. Bad turns of phrase. Hashtag since 91. 11-7. I came out of the womb with bad phrases, dude.
Yeah, actually, it's about that time, man. I'm gonna start wrapping up
Yep.
here and stuff.
It's
You
time. I'm
gotta-
looking for a
but-
good person to host, actually. Let's see
Cool,
who we
cool.
got.
Well, Chris looks that stuff over. He can give his goodbye to you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It's been real, like seriously, it's crazy fun coming on here and talking with you guys. And
Yep.
like I said,
Appreciate it,
just
fam.
try to keep in mind what it was that we kind of talked about today, and kind of I loved some of the conversations that were going on, and I hope to kind of continue them. Just remember that as long as you guys approach them the right way and you're willing to have a conversation, we're always willing to have the conversation with you guys as well.
Right.
It's
Yep. I
myself,
put out the
Chris,
Discord. I put it out there
Yep.
before. Wasn't joking. But
Yep, you
all
guys
right,
got
folks.
us-
I've been told it's Appy Picker's birthday. We've hosted him before, but because it's his birthday, I may throw an exception in here
There you go.
because birthday boy needs some love. I'm totally okay with that. Let's do that. So, folks, as Mr. Edward said, wink, wink. His name's not Edward. That was a joke. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us every week. Really
Yep.
means a lot. We're going to continue working on, being transparent with you all and loving on you guys as much as we possibly can. We're passionate. We know you are all passionate, and thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. So, see you guys next
Y'all
week.
are the shit. Y'all are the shit. That's what we're getting at.
Let's
Y'all
go.
are the shit.
Y'all
You
are the
guys
shit.
are awesome. You guys are the best. All right, we'll see you guys later.